What's going on, everybody? Simon Says Crypto for the Dip a Toe Let's Talk Crypto show. And what a show it was this past Wednesday, was it not? Melissa and Optimistic Prime had on the legendary vet on there and gave us some great information. Lots of great information, as always. um, I'm going to hone in on one topic as I tried to do that was very much touched on and explained at length and at a very basic, easily digestible level with the information in regards to RLUSD and its benefits, what it is, and the kind of a big picture, but really well, you know what? Let's just get into it. Let's just check this out. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play this part here, and I will call out where I would like you guys to pay attention, which starts right now. Pay attention.
It because that's one of the benefits, if we can talk about that, is
Yes.
for RLUSD.
Yep.
It's essentially a huge on and off ramp for institutions because only institutions can on and off ramp with these companies like Ripple. Because to be a Ripple customer, you need to be an institution.
Okay, pay attention right there. In order for you to be on the Ripple network, you need to be an institution.
To have all the regulation, and so for them, if you have $100 million, how do you move this on chain? How can you move $100 million on chain without going into a volatile asset, like doing a buy, essentially, like you buying something, an asset, which probably has also tax implications, and institutions are very mindful of that. So how are you able to move $100 million on chain to then do whatever you want to do there, DeFi, buying XRP, or what else? How are you able to move $100 million? And stablecoins seem to be a perfect fit for institutions to say, hey, to Ripple, I give you $100 million. I deposit this into your bank account. And Ripple says, okay, cool. I have the 100 million now. I'm going to issue you now 100 million RLUSD. On which blockchain do you want? Okay. So then the customer says, I want on XRP Ledger. Then they're going to mint it on XRP Ledger, or I want it on Ethereum. Then
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there just real quick. So he's talking about you're an institution, you have big money to move, right? Because that's what cryptocurrency and digital assets are, is a more efficient way to transact. But how do you move that money on blockchain? Well, if you were to buy, say, the native token or coin like Bitcoin, well, you could buy it, and then 5 minutes later, it could go up in price or down in price. So that's not feasible in you trying to transfer $100 million in the example the vet has given us. Also, um, he's touching on why stable coins are a good fit because it keeps the money the same money, right? $100 million, 100 million tokens, send it across on chain, which, by the way, he said, what chain do you want to send it on? Ooh, that's a good option, right? Because the current stable coins, Tether, USDC, initially started out on Ethereum, but now they're on other chains, right? RLUSD is already being able to do that, and he just vet just said Ripple's going to now ask that company, okay, we have your money, we're ready to mint your tokens. On what chain do you want those tokens to go on? Let's continue.
they're going to mint it on Ethereum. And there will be a lot of traffic coming just from that as an on and off ramp for institutions. And the big part here is that if this money has an easier access to chains like the XRP Ledger and Ethereum, to support many blockchains has actually benefits, because you can allow interoperability very easily with a stable coin.
Sorry, guys, had a quick issue that I had to deal with right away. Let's get back into this. Hopefully I backed it up the right part there.
Ledger and Ethereum. To support many blockchains has actually benefits, because you can allow interoperability very easily with a stable coin, because you have an issuer like Ripple, and they can burn it on one chain and reissue on another, or vice versa. So if I'm on the XRP ledger and I say, hey, Ripple, I want to have my XRP on Ethereum now, they say, no problem. We're going to destroy it on XRP ledger and give it to you on Ethereum. So you keep one, it's always one. It never exists one same RLUSD on both chains, because then you have like a duplicate.
Duplication.
Yeah. And
Can
that's
you,
bad.
sorry, you're like touching on so many things for our Dipitoers that are watching. And so our objective with this show is to inspire people to learn more about this. For those that are a little bit wary of getting into crypto and they think it's a scam and they think it's dangerous and all of that, you touched on a couple of different things. Number one, the traceability of these wallets, being able to track them. And then I wondered if you could briefly explain the minting. Like we talk about, they mint it on this blockchain or this distributed ledger. What does that actually mean to the layman person? If I have $100 and I give it to you and I want it, and you say I'm going to mint it here, what does that mean for that person?
Yeah. So I think the word is pretty much taken, I think, from you mint tokens like bullion coins or something like that. The refinery, the mint, and you essentially create it out of thin air, you can say, right? You create these tokens and have it on the XRP ledger or blockchain, and you have it as a digital object that you can then do something with it. So you can take this one RLUSD or one stable coin or whatever that is and transfer it to other people and have it there. So by minting, you just create it. So you can just say you just create it. Now you can say, well,
what happens to the cash? What happens to the cash? So I have $100,000
You
and
knew
I
Melissa was
deposited
going to
it
ask
into my
that.
bank, and then the
What happens
bank
to the cash?
wants to mint it
Where
on
the
the
cash go?
XRP ledger. Where does the cash go?
So the cash goes actually into a custodian, and they gonna hold that $100,000, and they're gonna keep it there. And Ripple will, just like many other,
like a vault, baby, locked down.
Stablecoin issuers allow monthly reserve attestations. So each month you can say, okay, they have still the $100,000 in the bank account, and so that you are knowing there. And of course, stable coins have also something to do, of course, with trust, because you have a counterparty. So a random person telling you, hey, just deposit $100,000 in this account, I'm going to do, it's not worth much, right? Because that person can just run away with it. You have no idea what's going on. So having reputation is very, very important. And Circle has it, and Ripple certainly has it. So that makes them actually very, very in a good position to do something like that, because among institutions and, quite frankly, even retail, they have a good reputation. They have a good reputation, and to use this reputation essentially to build something up like a stablecoin business is pretty much a no-brainer. And you can see that happening essentially right now.
Sounds like they were practicing to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like beta test coin might be an actual thing to me, and that like the whole strategy was to get to the point where they actually knew what they were doing, and all the the kinks, and like basically what you're telling me from my perspective is that they disclosed it by using that wallet. I mean, somebody made that decision. They were disclosing that wallet on purpose because they wouldn't have done it otherwise. And that allowed people like you to investigate it, to see that like they've been practicing for a long time to get this right.
Facts. Okay, that's my opinion too. Optimistic Prime brings up kind of a really cool point. I'm not saying kind of. It is a very good point. Something that those of us, as of probably the past 8 years, out here in this crypto space, at least, because that's where I'm at, are researching levels. Right, we're actually digging in deep, and this is something that corporations do, where they do an action. They did it in the public. And so technically that's putting us on notice, saying, hey, we're going to do something. Like, okay, another example of that. You're driving along. There's this land that's just, nice land, you don't know who owns it, but it's got lots of trees on it. It hasn't been touched or developed, right? And then one day you're driving by and there's a tiny little county sign that says, "Oh, something proposal development, RCW, blah 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 blah," right? And you're like going past it, doing the speed limit on the road, right? But that's putting on notice. It's like, oh, what's that? Never mind, I got to go to the grocery store, right? Let's look at the blockchain. Oh, what's that wallet there? Oh, right. So, but that's putting on notice. And Vet, obviously being a great researcher, has come across it. And Optimistic Prime, another great researcher. Actually, this whole show is great researchers, because we all know Melissa is as well. But Optimistic Prime saying, hey, this sounds like someone said, hey, this is what we're doing. Da, 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 da. So all good facts. And also the minting. The minting is definitely a thing there. And let me just the minting is very interesting. So they make it out of thin air, but the money's held in trust. Okay, custodial, right? So money goes here, coins are created, I receive coins, I go do business in the world, right? And then after I'm done and I want my cash back, or more cash, depending on how it goes. Those coins effectively get burned, never to be used again. And Vet does talk about that, but I am running a little long on this video. So go back and watch that. I started playing this video at about 40, no, a little bit longer than that. Go about 42 minutes in to the video, just if you're interested in that part, and continue on for probably about 20 minutes at length. It's some really good information, and watch it a couple times, really, because I've watched this a few times, and there's just a few more things that I thought I heard a certain way, and then obviously no, that's not true. I only heard it halfway right. And that's just how it is, because sometimes we're doing other things, like I'm working during the show, so I hear half of it, then I'm driving listening to the show, I hear a little bit more, then I sit down here in the awesome Simon Says Crypto studio, and I hear it totally different, and it resonates with me at different places on different things. So all my Dipoters out there, I love you very much, very, very much. I can't wait to come back on the show, maybe sometime soon. Ooh, just a quick swing through video, maybe during the holiday season. I don't know. It's possible, maybe. Shout out to Vet. Follow Vet on X, and of course follow Optimistic Prime. And if you're not following World Be Free, Melissa, something's wrong with you. Also, smash the likes, subscribe, tap the bell, do the thing, and that is all good in the hood for me. These are the deuces. I'm Cabooses. So what does that mean? I gotta go. Keep dipping that toe. Y'all be good.